Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. In the vast sky of remote ocean, a godly light could be seen, emitted by the golden sanctuary. Luo Fong sat cross-legged in front of the sanctuary, but his eyes were looking at the limitless god country, with pictures of secret engravings running through his mind. These recollections were constantly at the back of his mind, and occasionally, he would recall the three mysterious yet marvelous techniques of teleportation, strangulation, and space sealing. Being accomplished in the studies of pictures of secret engravings had led Luo Feng's creation of technique to contain a complete set of space laws, which was why whenever he thought of those sculptures with secret engravings, he would be slightly astir with emotions. A little bit. Just a little bit. The feeling is getting nearer and nearer. It feels like I can gain full comprehension to achieve a breakthrough anytime. I just need a little more. Luo Feng's brows were slightly furrowed as he stopped midway through his cultivation session. He had connected to the virtual universe with his consciousness and had received a message of high importance. In his mail settings, messages from ordinary friends were set as do not disturb. Only mail from important people like his wife, sons, and teacher would pass the screening test by a virtual assistant and reach him even if it would be disrupting his cultivation progress. Teacher, Primal Chaos City Leader wants to see me, said Luo Fong. He wants to see me. Could it be? A thought suddenly arose in Luo Feng's mind, and he could not help but start to worry. In the virtual universe, an endless chaotic airflow enshrouded Thunder Island. On a winding corridor behind the palace, Luo Fong walked alongside Primal Chaos City Leader. After a few moments, Luo Fong broke the silence. Teacher, you summoned me here, and yet you are not saying anything. This is making me very unsettled. I am not saying anything because I am thinking about how I should go about convincing you. Luo Fong, you should be able to guess what I am driving at. Primal Chaos City Leader cast his gaze at Luo Fong. Luo Fong nodded when he heard this. I was at Primal Chaos City, and when the virtual universe system identified a disambiguation mirror stone, I knew that you were bound to call on me regarding this. Earlier on, I was still wishfully hoping that the virtual universe system would keep the secret for me and not let this news go public. Prior to the identification, it had never crossed Luo Feng's mind that Lord of Fan Nuo Fortress coveted the disambiguation mirror stone. If he had guessed the degree of importance of this item, then the result would not have brought about such an uproar. After the identification process was completed, when Luo Feng found out it was a disambiguation mirror stone, it was all too late. The virtual universe system normally maintains confidentiality, Primal Chaos City Leader said. After applying a thorough and logical judgment on the results, it must have reached a final confirmation that this matter will affect the entire race. Therefore, it chose to forward the information to every one of us universe masters. Luo Feng nodded. Now the situation is very simple, said Primal Chaos City Leader. He walked to the dining table outside the corridor and casually summoned his servants. 2 servants soon entered in a reverent manner and lined the table with a delectable spread of fine cuisine. Luo Fong, sit. Sit while we talk. Luo Fong followed suit and sat down. The moment he saw that there were food and drinks laid out, he knew that Primal Chaos City Leader, his teacher, was taking this matter very seriously. At the very least, he had made exquisite arrangements just for their meetup. In the past, whenever teacher and student had conversations, it was always chatting by the cliff in front of the palace or within the palace hall. This time, it was at the back of the corridor and even called for sitting down for a conversation. This was unprecedented. The situation is simple, because when you were at Primal Chaos City to identify the valuable, the virtual universe system sent the information to the huge axe creator and all the other universe masters of our human race. Looking at Luo Fong, Primal Chaos City Leader added, which means that every great being of the human race who is a higher-up will know. How should we handle this matter? Let's make a decision. Luo Feng's cheek twitched. Decision? He glanced over at his teacher. Primal Chaos City Leader saw his reaction and said, I believe you can guess the outcome. What outcome? Luo Feng could not help but exclaim. Our race really needs this disambiguation mirror stone, Primal Chaos City Leader solemnly informed him. The disambiguation mirror stone involves a super true treasure. The Disambiguation Temple is one of the greatest treasure vaults that has emerged during the opening of the entire original star. It is vital to our race. The human race may be strong and powerful, but we do not have a single supreme true treasure to reign dominance over the others. With one more domain-type true treasure of a pinnacle level, It would greatly benefit our race. No supreme true treasure to reign dominance over the others? Luo Fong was stunned for a moment. The human race had no supreme true treasures. We humans really do not have any supreme true treasures? Luo Fong could not help asking. Primal Chaos City leader hesitated for a while, then shook his head and replied, "No. We used to. But not now." Used to? Luo Fong grew increasingly suspicious. There seemed to be more than met the eyes. Yet, according to the information he had found on the virtual universe network, especially now that his status allowed him access to much more important information, he realized that supreme true treasures were indeed an extremely rare sight in the universe. Based on what Sitting Mountain Guest had told him, even for universe supreme beings, there were a few of them who did not own any supreme true treasures. Universe supreme beings would go crazy over supreme true treasures without fail. The predominant treasure of the universe's greatest power, the ancestral God School, was none other than a piece of a supreme true treasure. Through all this coveting and all the information, Luo Fong could discern the rarity of supreme true treasures, but what he had not expected was that, as strong and comparatively powerful as they were, even the Hong Alliance and the human race did not own any supreme true treasures. Yes, indeed, there are none. Primal Chaos City leader looked at Luo Fong and said, "Out of the top 9 powers in the universe, 5 of them possess a supreme true treasure, but our human race certainly doesn't." Luo Fong felt a twinge of anxiety. This was one of the shortcomings of the human race. The true treasure that the disambiguation mirror stone involves should be comparable to the most important true treasure that we human race possess. Primal Chaos City leader gazed at Luo Fong. And all the universe masters are in consensus that the disambiguation mirror stone is in your hands, thus you should be allowed to venture into disambiguation temple. But the outcome may not be ideal. If it were given to Huge Axe Creator instead, the chances of succeeding would be much higher. Huge Axe Creator? Luo Feng's heart lurched. That was a universe supreme being. Of course, I won't force you. Primal Chaos City leader held up his wine glass, looked at the wine through the transparent glass and continued. The decision is yours to make. Then he looked Luo Fong straight in his eyes and said, "I hope that you will help our race this once." Luo Fong was taken aback. Help? He was no fool, having attained the level of cultivation of today. Besides, he had led the life of a vagrant roaming the universe for 50,000 years, which had widened his horizons and allowed him a penetrating view of all the deception and dishonesty common in the universe. There were many things that he could have figured out on his own. He could have guessed why Primal Chaos City leader summoned him here. The negotiation tactic that Primal Chaos City leader deployed was considerably dignified and above board. There was no other method than to come up with a detailed analysis of the entire situation and present all the facts to Luo Fong outright. Then in his capacity as an honorable universe master, as well as his position of a teacher to Luo Fong, he would ask Luo Fong to help their race this once. This put Luo Fong in a spot. He was not mentally prepared for this. He found it difficult to reject him then and there. "Teacher," Luo Fong began. Primal Chaos City leader was still looking at Luo Fong. This time around, Luo Fong continued, "There are 36 disambiguation mirror stones scattered all over the 10,081 original starts, yet our human race does not own a single one at all? Not one." Primal Chaos City leader raised his head to down his wine. Based on Luo Feng's question, he could already detect his unwillingness. Putting down his wine glass, he said, "The number of great beings within the human race is one of the fewest in the universe. We form the minority. Take the Northern Territory Alliance, for instance. It is the alliance with the greatest number of great beings on the universe. The number of universe knights that they have is more than 100 times that of our Hong Alliance. The more the number of great beings dispersed in the various primal stars, the higher the chances of obtaining these ambiguation mirror stones. My speculation of the situation at present is that the Northern Territory Alliance would, at most, have obtained 1 or 2 disambiguation mirror stones. After all, in contrast to the entire universe, the Northern Territory Alliance only constitutes a small portion. If even they are unlikely to own more than one, then how many can we humans possibly obtain? That few. Luo Fong was dumbfounded. The number of heirs and universe knights of the Hong Alliance was a far cry from that of the Northern Territory Alliance. This time, in the original stars, the number of universe knights from the Northern Territory Alliance who had died at his hands exceeded 20. There is still a large batch of top-tier powers within the universe that are in the lead, like the 9 Territories Alliance and the Thornring Alliance, and also some other allied powers that are much weaker. Although they are weak, their numbers are many, which is why most of the 36 disambiguation mirror stones were taken by these powers. When the time comes, they will enter disambiguation temple through the 36 different paths. These powers will then get the chance to obtain even more powerful true treasures. Maybe this was a balancing method of the universe. Luo Fong nodded his head as he listened on. Primal Chaos City leader looked at Luo Fong and said, "Give me an answer. Are you willing or not?" Luo Fong gave a straightforward reply. "Teacher, I am unwilling to." Primal Chaos City leader gave a slight frown, but his expression softened thereafter, and he said, "You are unwilling to?" Out of 36 great beings entering the disambiguation temple this time around, there may be a few great beings who have obtained these disambiguation mirror stones that we are not acquainted with. But those going in, more than half of them range from universe masters to universe supreme beings. Others will most likely be top-tier universe overlords and universe overlords. If you do not have the capability of a universe overlord, then you do not qualify to enter. This is the rule that countless generations have observed whenever it comes to vying for the greatest treasure each time the original stars open. And ultimately, the ones who obtain the supreme true treasures are almost always universe masters or universe supreme beings. Primal Chaos City leader stared at Luo Fong and added, "Do you even know what a universe supreme being is? Even for someone of my level, meeting a supreme being means doomsday has arrived. They are the most powerful and fearsome life forms within the universe." Primal Chaos City leader was starting to sound anxious. "And you still want to go?" Luo Fong nodded. Yes. It was precisely because he knew the details of the entire situation, and also, he knew that the disambiguation mirror stone was not distributed according to how capable or how strong the great beings were, but rather, distributed at random. Therefore, strong and weak alike might stand a chance of obtaining these mirror stones. Besides, every one of these great beings would be entering through a different path, so it was all a gamble one had to take. From a historical point of view, since countless generations before, during every opening of the original stars, the greatest treasure, according to what Primal Chaos City leader knew, was most likely to be claimed by a universe master or a universe supreme being. If I were to attain the level of a universe knight, thought Luo Fong, my godly body would become much bigger and stronger. Then force armor would be able to muster its third form. I might even be able to try to obtain the 5th black metal board. From what I heard from teacher sitting mountain guest, the 5th black metal board may present me with an accidental surprise. Regardless, by that time, I will already be able to mobilize Star Tower. Even if I were to face a universe supreme being, I would be able to hide in Star Tower, and he could not do anything to me. After all, Star Tower was a supreme true treasure. The human race did not owe any supreme true treasure. Star Tower did not have a master to control it and was placed out of any territory and on the battlefield. This had brought about war among the 4 pinnacle races, where universe supreme beings went crazy for them but no one could claim it. This was power. Luo Fong counted upon Star Tower. Naturally, he was fearless of any other being. He was brimming with confidence. The disambiguation temple. Of course he would be the one going in. If he got stronger, his race would get stronger likewise. Don't you feel that your abilities may not make the grade? Primal Chaos City leader could not help but ask. Going there is too dangerous for you. Teacher, Luo Fong said, looking at Primal Chaos City leader. Your disciple now possessed the power of a top-tier universe overlord. There were all sorts of delicious dishes from different territories in the universe, but Luo Fong hadn't touched any of them. Primal Chaos City leader poured the wine and looked at Luo Fong. Top-tier universe overlord, said Primal Chaos City leader. I know that your godly body can rival that of a universe knight, and you have your remote ocean body to serve as an endless godly power source. And your golden horned beast body is also 600 miles long. And with your senior true treasure armor, even a top-tier universe overlord will find it difficult to kill you, but that doesn't mean you're at that level. However, Luo Fong gazed at his teacher firmly. Primal Chaos City leader gazed right back at Luo Fong. Are you sure? He asked. Luo Fong nodded. Yes. Did you kill all those universe knights of other races? Primal Chaos City leader couldn't help asking. Luo Fong nodded. Primal Chaos City leader kept staring at Luo Fong. He was a witness to Luo Fong's rise in power, and it was beyond his imagination how quickly he had improved. What Luo Fong had just said was terrifying, yet Primal Chaos City leader found it almost convincing based on their relationship for 100,000 years. We'll talk about it later. Primal Chaos City leader shook his head. Luo Fong, I'm your teacher, so trust me, I'm doing it for your best interest. Please continue, Teacher, said Luo Fong. The disambiguation mirror stone is related to the most important true treasure ever since the original stars have opened, Primal Chaos City leader said solemnly. The Universe Masters and Huge Axe Creator know that you have a disambiguation mirror stone. Although they won't force you to give them the stone, they'll be upset with you if you don't. You're meant to be one of the top seniors of us humans, and it would be unwise for you to upset them now. Luo Fong nodded. Even if you have the power of a top-tier universe overlord, Primal Chaos City leader went on, it's not going to help you much. Half the beings who will enter the disambiguation temple are universe overlords, and there might even be 1 or 2 universe supreme masters. Though the 36 portals give special consideration to the weak, power is all that matters in the end. It must be universe masters or even universe supreme masters who fight for the true treasure. Even you, someone as strong as a top-tier universe overlord, will have to back down. Primal Chaos City leader gazed at Luo Fong. Luo Fong said nothing. If you insist on going, said Primal Chaos City leader, not only will you upset universe overlords, but you won't be able to get the true treasure either. Why do that? He had begun this conversation from the perspective of the race, and now he was trying to sway Luo Fong from the perspective of costs and benefits. He only had one goal, to persuade Luo Fong to hand over the disambiguation mirror stone. Besides, he continued, our race will make it up to you. After all, you're the owner of the disambiguation mirror stone. How much do you think a disambiguation mirror stone is worth? 20 true treasure points. 30 true treasure points. Our race will definitely give you compensation if you give it up. Luo Fong couldn't help sighing. If it had been a universe master who gained the stone, there wouldn't have been this much trouble. The race was talking to him politely because he had the potential to become one of the top-tier seniors. If Luo Fong were only an ordinary universe knight, their attitude at the moment might have been completely different. However, he had obtained the disambiguation mirror stone by himself. The stone belonged to him. Primal Chaos City leader looked at Luo Fong. I hope that you will hand it in. Luo Fong wouldn't have given a darn if it were any other universe masters trying to persuade him, but Primal Chaos City leader had been generous to him by leading him and guiding him. Teacher, did you just say that our race will compensate me if I contribute it to our race? Luo Fong took a deep breath. I don't have high requirements. I'll hand in the disambiguation mirror stone if I can get half the ownership of Earth back. Which means I want Earth, my home planet, back. Is this the only condition? If you say yes, said Luo Fong, I'll hand in the disambiguation mirror stone to our race. I want nothing more than the other half of ownership of Earth. If you say no, then I won't give away the stone. Primal Chaos City leader was dazed. Earth. Yes, Earth. Luo Fong nodded. Silence. Both supreme beings sitting at 2 sides of the dining table both had gone silent. You want Earth back? Primal Chaos City leader said gradually after staying silent for a long while. What are you going to do about the immigrants from foreign planets? When I lost half my ownership to 50 billion mixed elements, Luo Fong said solemnly, I also allowed in lots of immigrants from other planets to live in the oceans and floating cities in the sky above the oceans. However, they're after immigrants instead of Earthlings. The Earth is the origin place of us Earthlings, and it's my home planet. I'll ask those immigrants from foreign planets, mainland and oceans. They all belong to Earthlings. He could only give away half the ownership of the Earth under pressure from his race. However, Luo Fong had been waiting to get Earth back. In the past years, the immigrants had been arrogant, and Luo Fong could only try to stop them from behaving recklessly. However, the immigrants looked down upon the Earthlings from the bottom of their hearts. The blue planet belonged to Earthlings, after all. You want to chase them out? Primal Chaos City leader whispered. Teacher, I gave it away for 50 billion mixed elements only. Luo Fong smiled. 50 billion mixed elements isn't even worthy of a treasure. I'm offering the disambiguation mirror stone now. If you calculate the benefits, it's millions of times more valuable. I understand. Primal Chaos City leader nodded. I can't decide on this issue, but I'll give you an answer soon. Okay. Luo Fong nodded. Luo Fong wasn't a fool, and neither was he a fool who would buy into something like making a sacrifice for the race. He wouldn't give away a valuable to make another great being stronger. Ever since Luo Fong first stepped off his home planet, he had been carrying the responsibility of the Earth. The fate and future of the Earthlings depended on him, which was why he wouldn't give up any opportunities to become more powerful. Besides, he had obtained the disambiguation mirror stone by himself, The disambiguation temple was the most important valuable since the original stars opened. Luo Fong really wanted to go there. But his teacher had asked him personally, and his teacher was sincere. Taking back Earth was a more important dream to Luo Fong. Compared to taking back Earth, disambiguation mirror stone was much less significant. Taking back Earth is not an easy task in my plan, thought Luo Fong. If I can take this opportunity to take back Earth, I won't care about the disambiguation mirror stone. The race and the Earth. Though Luo Fong had a sense of belonging to the human race, he had much stronger ties to Earth. He was, first and foremost, the leader of the Earthlings and carried the fate of Earth. He was a member of the human race second. Besides, the disambiguation mirror stone was only something that could make the humans stronger. It had nothing to do with the destiny of the human race. He didn't need to worry about that. Starlight shone brightly in space as the Universe Masters sat on both sides of the bench. Has he agreed, Chaos? Is there an issue? Did Luo Fong say no to you, his teacher? How can he say no? It will be a waste to leave him with the disambiguation mirror stone. I'll go talk to him if you failed. Huge Axe Creator glanced around, and all the Universe Masters went silent. Chaos, tell them, Huge Axe Creator said. Luo Fong said yes. Primal Chaos City Leader looked around at the other Universe Masters. But he gave one condition. Nice. He agreed. It's good that he agreed. As for the condition, we'll compensate him. What is his condition? Some Universe Masters asked while others simply stared at Primal Chaos City Leader said. He wouldn't have summoned them if the issue were simple. Primal Chaos City Leader continued, his condition is straightforward. He wants the other half of ownership of Earth. The Earth is his home planet. We bought the Earth for 50 billion mixed elements, and after that, all the powers were able to send their candidates to Earth. Now, he wants Earth back. But what about the candidates of other clans, said a cold voice. Luo Fong wants to drive out all the candidates from foreign planets and leave only the Earthlings, said Primal Chaos City Leader. No way. Certainly unthinkable. Not possible. The Universe Masters voiced their opinions one by one, irritated at the very idea. Earth had drawn special attention when it was discovered. However, when Huge Axe Creator deemed that Earth was a special planet created by Sitting Mountain Guest, the Universe Masters were only curious. They hadn't realized how precious Earth was. However, after 100,000 years, generations of candidates from foreign planets were born on Earth. And all the candidates born there were more likely to have better comprehension, which led to better dispositions, and higher chances of becoming great beings and talent. Disposition was an attribute that appeared unimportant at the start of training, but the more powerful one got, the more important it became. This amazed the Universe Masters. What an amazing planet Earth! What an amazing achievement by mountain-sitting Guess. The descendants born on Earth had completely different souls, which made them more likely to have better dispositions. For 100,000 years, there had been a large group of geniuses and great beings, and there were numerous sector lords. As time went by, Earth might become a mighty clan within the human race, like the Flame God race, and compared to Flame God race, the Earthlings had higher potential. No way, the Universe Masters said. That's a specially made planet by mountain-sitting Guest. It's priceless. Ask him to change a condition. Earth. No way. The disambiguation mirror stones. There are 36 of them. There is no way that one can replace Earth. Seeing how the other Universe Masters were disagreeing, Primal Chaos City Leader could not help but frown as he spoke. Back when I came forward in the capacity of the Virtual Universe Company, I spent a mere 50 billion mixed elements to buy Earth's ocean ownership rights. Those 50 billion mixed elements were not a one-time payment, it was split into 3 installments. Now that I am using this disambiguation mirror stone to trade, I think the amount should be about the same. Primal Chaos City Leader. Primal Chaos City Leader. 2 Universe Masters called out at the same time. They looked at each other, then one of them, a giant with 3 sharp horns and a body covered with a scaly armor, said in a deep, low voice, back then, Luo Fong was a mere nobody. 50 billion mixed elements was a sky-high amount. Although you signed a contract in the name of the Virtual Universe Company, you also have an agreement with us, the Universe Mercenary Alliance, and some other parties. The Earth's ocean ownership rights and ocean high-altitude ownership rights are shared among the 5 of us. All 5 of us have sent our descendants down to dwell on Earth. It has been 100,000 years since then, due to the unique characteristics of Earth, which you all should already know. What an amazing planet! The children who are born on Earth could be so much stronger in their ability to learn and acquire power. While their initial speed of improvement matches that of descendants on other planets, as time goes by, with continual learning and acquisition, the rate at which they improve far surpasses descendants on other planets. Sitting Mountain Guest is unbelievably remarkable. To think he could create such a planet. Who knows how many years he spent creating a planet where the souls of babies could undergo evolutionary changes. This is really too incredible for words. The giant sighed in awe. Sitting Mountain Guest really lives up to his status as the most senior of all universe supreme beings. Positioned at the highest societal level of the human race, they all knew about Sitting Mountain Guest. The human race might have universe supreme beings, but during the time when the universe was just emerging, humans were like toddlers stumbling about as they learned how to walk, slowly and unsteadily multiplying in numbers. At that time, the special life forms that ran rampant in the universe were the invincible beings. These special life forms were naturally endowed with strength and power, like the 8 natural beast gods. As for Sitting Mountain Guest, during the most ancient period following the birth of the universe, he had already become a loner among the universe supreme beings. Earth is continually creating great beings, the giant continued in his low, deep voice. It can create such a huge branch like the human race, giving it value not inferior to that of a pinnacle domain type true treasure. There is no way I will agree to trade it for anything that easily. I disagree, too. Disagreed. Authoritative figures of the 2 major powers, the Universe First Bank and the Universe Star River Bank, voiced their disagreements together. This worried Primal Chaos City leader. He gave a slight frown. So, the disambiguation mirror stone. What should be done about it? Huge Axe Creator's booming voice sounded from his throne. If no one is willing to return Earth, then Luo Fong will not be handing over the disambiguation mirror stone. What our human race lacks is a supreme true treasure, the giant continued. As for the pinnacle domain type true treasure, considering this level, the human race already owns quite a few pieces. Besides, the disambiguation mirror stone only represents a chance of obtaining a true treasure of a pinnacle level. Haven't we met with quite a number of similar chances so far? Like the universe ocean. If we dared to go all out, it is possible to obtain a pinnacle domain type true treasure anytime. With a 1 in 36 chance of obtaining a pinnacle domain type true treasure, using this to trade for Earth is out of the question. That's right. I agree with Deserted Mirror. The authoritative figures of the Universe Mercenary Alliance, Universe First Bank, and Universe Star River Bank voiced their opinions. Dear all. My disciple, Luo Fong, Primal Chaos City leader began. His ability has reached that of a top-tier universe overlord standard. All the universe masters, including Huge Axe Creator, looked over. Primal Chaos City leader, you are not kidding? Luo Fong just started cultivation not long ago. A top-tier universe overlord? Have you witnessed it personally? It can't be true. Impossible. Not a single one of the universe masters could believe that Luo Fong, who had only 10,000 years worth of cultivation and had only become undying 20,000 years ago, was now at the top-tier universe overlord level. In the entire universe, almost no one would have found such a claim believable. Primal Chaos City leader, is it true? Huge Axe Creator could not help asking. Primal Chaos City leader scanned his surroundings. Then, with a slight nod, he replied, I have yet to test it for myself. However, we have been teacher and disciple for 10,000 years, and based on my understanding of him, if he dares say so, it must be true. You have yet to test him personally. So, this claim is not tested or proven yet. The universe masters who had not really crossed paths with Luo Fong laughed and shook their heads. Deserted Mirror, the authoritative figure of the Universe Mercenary Alliance, laughed aloud. Primal Chaos City leader, Luo Fong may be using the disambiguation mirror stone and matters on Earth to add to his capital. He is taking advantage of his relationship with you. He may be saying it on purpose because he has faith that you, his teacher, will believe him. Deserted Mirror, you think my disciple is like yours? Primal Chaos City leader said, his eyes burning with a trace of anger. Deserted Mirror smiled but did not dare say anything further. After all, Primal Chaos City leader wielded the highest authority in the virtual universe company. In terms of ability or status, no one else present, other than Huge Axe Creator, was qualified to oppress him. Furthermore, even the Primal Universe was under his jurisdiction. All of these accolades raised Primal Chaos City leader's status by leaps and bounds. Out of the 5 major powers within the human race, Huge Axe Dojo and the Virtual Universe Company were the strongest, the Universe Mercenary Alliance, the Universe First Bank, and the Universe Star River Bank were one notch lower. If Luo Fong claims to be a top-tier universe overlord and wants to try his hand at entering the Disambiguation Temple, let him be. He needs to taste a little suffering. As for trading back Earth, the Disambiguation Mirror Stone is a far cry from sufficient. A Disambiguation Mirror Stone in exchange for the Earth's ownership rights is definitely unacceptable. Primal Chaos City leader suppressed a sigh as he noted the circumstances. Noble beings such as these universe masters. How strange their temperaments were. Cold and arrogant, obstinate and unruly, kind to look at but ruthless in heart. These beings had so many faces. They could steer clear from touching the bottom line, so humans naturally would tolerate their presence. These super beings enjoyed special privileges, so long as they did not touch the bottom line. Out of all the universe masters, Primal Chaos City leader was usually the one who presided major events pertaining to issues of the human race. He was also the one who always held such issues in the highest regard. From his point of view, Earth might be important, but regardless of whether geniuses were cultivated by other major powers, or cultivated by human dwellers living on Earth, weren't they all essentially part of the human race? Overall, the human race was still strong and powerful and able to earn Luo Feng's gratitude and loyalty. Furthermore, the humans' territory was vast. Even if there was a branch of Earth that was comparable to the Yang Shun race, it was still only a small part of the overall power of the human race. The current matter concerns their own benefits, so none of them are willing to relent easily, thought Primal Chaos City leader and sighed inwardly. From his throne, Huge Axe Creator shouted his orders. This discussion shall end here. The other universe masters fell silent as they looked toward him. Primal Chaos City leader, Huge Axe Creator said, looking at him. With a slight bow to indicate his respect, Primal Chaos City leader was on all ears. You have to inform Luo Fong that using the Disambiguation Mirror Stone to exchange for Earth's ownership rights is impossible. If he is unwilling to accept our other proposals, the race will not force him to. Huge Axe Creator smiled. As for Earth's ownership rights, do tell him that so long as his ability and power could attain a certain level that is considered sufficient, then of course, nothing is impossible. Primal Chaos City leader smiled. I understand. On the contrary, the other universe masters were a little caught by surprise. Huge Axe Creator. Huge Axe Creator, this. Huge Axe Creator's gaze scanned the hall as he said coldly, the time when Luo Fong is able to sit here with us will be the time to return Earth's ownership rights to him. A couple of universe masters could only lower their heads in compliance. When Huge Axe Creator gave out orders, not a single soul in the human race would dare to go against him. Luo Fong caught wind of the news very quickly. When he heard the news from his teacher, Luo Fong was understandably angry. But he also saw a glimmer of hope. He was mad because a mere 50 billion mixed elements had bought half the Earth's ownership rights, but now, even with his Disambiguation Mirror Stone that was worth 10,000 times more or even 1,000,000 times more, yet he could not even use it to exchange for the ownership rights. As for the glimmer of hope, he was looking forward to the promise Huge Axe Creator made to him. That shows how important the Earth is, thought Luo Fong. It will not be returned to me so easily. Sitting together with them, is it? Soon. Earth ultimately belongs to us Earthlings. For close to 100,000 years, he had been diligently cultivating himself to become stronger and more powerful so that one fine day, he could hold up the entire sky for his fellow Earthling. He would do that because he was the greatest being of all the Earthlings, the god that they worshipped. He would become the spiritual leader for all Earthlings. Actually, back when Luo Fong first stepped into the universe, especially when he was a horde leader of Earth, he had warded off many rounds of danger for Earth, which was the reason the Earthlings worshipped him. There were those who worshipped him simply for who he was. There were those who worshipped him immensely as a hero. As time passed, day after day, year after year, they naturally came to worship him even more. Especially the Earthlings who were roaming the universe like Luo Fong, who came to know more about the benefits he had brought them. From then up to 100,000 years later, the worshipping of Luo Fong, being handed down to many generations thereafter, had eventually led to Luo Fong becoming a symbol and a leader of the human race on Earth. My power will soon be able to completely protect the human race living on Earth, Luo Fong said to himself. At the Northern Territory Alliance, in the palace of Star River Master. Star River Master. Flourishing Light Horde leaders' two heads were bowed and full of respect. A voice sounded amidst the darkness that shrouded the palace. Alliance Master has resurrected you. But you were saying. The one who killed you was Luo Fong? Yes, Flourishing Light Horde leader replied respectfully. He killed me with one strike, with just only one strike. Luo Fong had left the Beast God sector to return to the primal universe, and when he arrived back at the original star once again, he was a mobile treasury in human form, ripe for the picking by the great beings of other races. Back then, the first one to cross paths with him had been Flourishing Light Horde leader, and he had been killed by Luo Fong with a single strike of his sword. Are you sure it was Luo Fong? With only one strike? Asked the voice amidst the darkness again. Star River Master, I am dead sure, said Flourishing Light Horde leader. This was the scene of how he killed me back then. Flourishing Light Horde leader replied deferentially as he recalled his memories through his godly power, playing it as though it were a video clip. Luo Fong's cold and sharp blade transformed into a dazzling golden light. With one strike, it sliced through Flourishing Light Horde leader's ordinary true treasure armor and sent him to Kingdom Come without hesitation. Silence. Star River Master went silent, too. He had resurrected a great number of Universe Knights, and had already heard of a few claiming that they had been killed by Luo Fong. That implied that Luo Fong already had the power of a Universe Overlord. But Flourishing Light Horde leader was a Universe Overlord, and just one strike was enough to kill him. That sort of power was only possible by a top-tier Universe Overlord. Becoming undying in just 2,000 years, the voice in the dark space was full of shock. Send out my orders. The voice resonated throughout the entire palace grounds and was heard by all the Universe Knights, who immediately went about carrying out his orders. The human, Luo Fong, possessed the power of a top-tier Universe Overlord, and his power is comparable to that of the human, Heaven Erosion Palace Master. Send out this information to the whole universe. Everyone in the universe must know, especially powers like the bug soldiers, demons, and automaton race, all those who bear great enmity against the human race. They are bound to go through any means to eliminate Luo Fong as soon as they can. He was able to attain Heaven Erosion Palace Master's standard in such a short time. If he has another few hundred years, then won't the human race have another great being like Primal Chaos City leader? Yes, yes, yes. Every Universe Knight within the palace grounds received the order. News started spreading out quickly from every channel of the Northern Territory Alliance. The Northern Territory Alliance was one of the biggest superpowers within the universe, with the highest number of races and a massive number of Universe Knights. When they initiated the dissemination of news, word spread quickly. Within one day, all 9 great powers of the universe, various top-tier powers, almost everyone in the entire vast universe, had heard the news. The news naturally reached the human race, too, and every human Universe Knight caught wind of it. True Yang Knight, Bound Time Knight, Sir Nineblade, Ganwu Country Master, Heaven Erosion Palace Master, Undying Knight, Guiyi Knight. All of them received this universe-shattering news about an unbelievably incredible life form who was powerful beyond comprehension, Luo Fong. The one who had thrown into turmoil every higher-up in all the various races in the universe. This video will end here.